What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the DNA Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, Brian Anderson. Just us again, Brian.
I know. I don't know what's up with that. We got all four here, and now
I know.
Like,
well,
we didn't like that, so
Joey's sick, so that's why he's not here.
There's something going around,
and we gave Cameron his own show since he doesn't game a whole lot.
So he's happy.
We gave him his own movie show. Check it out. DNA Real Talk. Episode 0 is up right now, which is the Hunger Games spoiler cast and review of the saga.
Oh, cool.
In general. So that's me, Cameron, and Sana. We all did a Hunger Games thing.
Sweet.
So
yeah, I don't do too much with movies. So
yeah. So the first real episode should be up. Maybe by the time you hear this, we'll see. But other than that, Brian, Fire Emblem came out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I've been waiting for this game.
Oh, my gosh.
Since
dude.
I played Awakening, I was like, I need
It's the best Nintendo game I've played in years.
Well, I mean, like I said to you earlier, it plays very, very similar to Awakening. Awakening was still... It's hard to be like which one was better. We'll see once I get farther into the game. I'm only on like chapter 8 right now.
Yeah, I think I'm on chapter 6 right now.
But it is, I mean, it plays, I'm not mad that it plays almost identical to Awakening.
I'm glad it does.
Oh, yeah, I know. Awakening was so good that...
dude.
I don't even care.
Fire Emblem's so good.
It's very good. If you're into that tactical... It's not an RPG. It's just a tactical strategy game.
I think it qualifies as a strategy RPG.
Strategy RPG.
It's good.
I don't know what you...
It might not be for everyone, though.
No. I mean, it's kind of a slow-paced game. You know, you have to move your units across a board.
You have to be really smart, which I can't tell you how many battles I've started over already.
Well,
because
I'm sure you're doing it where, if someone dies, they're dead.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's like the only way to play.
Yeah.
I think. So I've restarted some battles myself because
LR start restarts the game.
Oh yeah, I know. It kind of sucks because sometimes you'll be in a battle and then they'll call in reinforcements behind you and you've left some guys back and you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my mage or my your healer. I'm gonna lose my healer.
Yeah, even like the spare guys they give you, I'm like, I don't want to lose them either.
I don't want to lose. No, I always and I run like 2 healers almost now.
Yeah,
just because I don't like if I split up into 2 different groups. I need to have a healer with both.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. There's a guy with like 2 knives that's like really weak in my party, and
the
ninja guy. Yeah, he's
I don't know. Case
he takes a lot of damage.
Dude, you need to have like a ninja or an outlaw because they can open chests and they can pick doors.
Well,
so
I'm keeping a ninja, but I have to keep my healer with the ninja.
Yeah.
Because he takes a lot of damage.
What kind of class? Well, like, you're not that class yet, but like, what did you pick?
I think I picked like knight. I think I picked a knight.
I mean, it's not bad. I picked a samurai, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's just because like the knight had the most health and like the most
and then
armor.
So hopefully you pick like strength.
Yeah.
And then what'd you pick for your boon or your bane? I went with unlucky.
Yeah.
Or dull. Those are like 2 you don't realize how important because those are like it's cool because you pick like something that's going to make you better.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to pick something that's going to make you worse.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you pick I
picked unlucky.
If you want to be I definitely went with unlucky. If you pick like a mage, you don't want to pick your bane as like you're going to have like worst magic attack or something.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you everything. So
yeah,
but very cool. I haven't got to be my samurai yet, but eventually later on in the game,
I'm not very far, mostly because I was playing the Division beta this weekend. I wanted to get that in.
Yeah, I didn't get to.
But man, it has been nonstop.
It's very good.
It
is a lot of fun. I'm probably gonna play some tonight.
Yeah.
I ended up getting both of them just because I like to collect, and that's like such a good game. I know you can. If you buy one, you can buy the second for like $20.
Yeah,
I bought both hard copies because I wanted them.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with Birthright. That just seems like the thing.
Yeah, it seems like you're supposed to do Birthright then Conquest. And
I mean, I could have jumped straight into Conquest because I've played Fire Emblem games before. If you haven't, I highly recommend playing Birthright, and then you can even make the game. You know, you can put it on casual, and you can even they added something called Phoenix now, where
Mm-hmm.
your units will actually come back in the same battle. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I don't pick that one, but
Yeah.
I think that's new because I don't think that was in the other ones.
Yeah.
In the other one, you could pick it so like your guys die, but they come back at the
they
next
died during
battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then of course there's the only way to play, and that's if your person dies, they're dead. They don't come back at all.
Yeah, it's really hard because
It's very
technically we're playing that way, but you know how many times I've restarted because somebody died.
I know it's tough, but like that's why it's a good game, you know, because there's levels for everyone. Like,
Yeah.
if you want a casual experience with it, you can get that. If you want the more hardcore experience with it, you can definitely get that.
Yeah. I think this is the most passionate I've ever heard you talk about anything Nintendo ever.
I mean, Fire Emblem is one of my. I do like it. I was very excited. I busted out. I had to blow the dust off my 3DS,
Yeah.
but it's been getting a lot of action here lately.
Yeah. If you didn't know, this is the official podcast of the DNA Network. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that little red button at the bottom and subscribe to us. Like, subscribe, and share. You can find the audio of this podcast and our new podcast, the DNA Real Talk Podcast, on iTunes and SoundCloud and Stitcher. Rate us and leave us a comment and let us know how we're doing. You can check out all of our content and shows on digitalnerdadvocates.com, as well as right here on our YouTube page. Like us on Facebook and join the awesome community page. Follow us on Twitter at the DNA Network. Buy some of our cool merch on the Redbubble store. With all that crap out of the way. Real quick, what did you think of the Division beta?
Loved it.
Loved it.
Very, very excited for the actual game. Dark Zone was cool. I think I said on the other show, the only thing that I had an issue with was that some of the enemies felt spongy.
Mm-hmm.
They took a little too much damage, like just the regular guys, not the like. I'm cool with the bosses having more life because they should, but like just the normal guys in the street, like you know, I shouldn't have to shoot you in the head more than once. I feel like, but you know,
yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I also am really kind of interested in how they do the PvP stuff, but
yeah,
we did cover all that on this week's DNA Weekly Strike. Go check out that video if you want to know more on our thoughts on the Division open beta. But we're going to jump right into the topic of the week, which surprisingly, a lot of people have been asking us how we feel about this. So I just thought I would make it a topic is, how are games evolving now as compared to when we were younger? And how are these modern evolutions different from the past? Now, we talked a little bit before we started the show about, you know, how some of these games look like they could still be played on PS3 and 360 based on visuals alone.
Yeah.
And, like, we could very clearly see the jump from NES to Super NES or Super Nintendo to N64 and, like, PS1 to PS2 and then the next generation.
Yeah, there was always a huge, like you just said, when you jumped, you know, from Super Nintendo to 64, like, oh my goodness, like this is a big change. The jump now, because we've gone so far technology, you know, I don't know, unless they make it look 100% real, I don't know how much more they can do with the graphics to like, that's going to blow, like, things have advanced so far that like, it's hard to blow your mind now.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you know, things look so good. TVs and everything look so good. And, you know, everything just looks so good now that it's going to be hard to blow your mind with the graphics or, you know, the sound or anything like that. So that's why we didn't see a big jump with the graphics. And the types of games that are coming out, if you want to go into that, are going to be very, very similar to what we saw on last gen. There's not going to be too much of a difference. They really seem to find a niche with the open world games. They really seem to like those. People really seem to like them. You know, shooters, sports games, all that stuff. Not too different.
And like I was telling you before, like the differences this generation as compared to last seem to be systematic changes or like engine changes in the way things run underneath. Like the best example I have is the Nemesis system from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and that was that was awesome. That was one of the you know, when I was playing that game, which I still to this day, that is in my top 3 next gen games. Easily. It might even be number 2. Maybe even number 1. I mean, it was like my favorite one to come out with. And the Nemesis system was a big part like there was a story to that game,
Right.
and I kind of remember it. But what I remember most is running around and messing with that Nemesis system and finding all those guys and everything, and that was just the coolest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I lost like 7. I did that for like I don't know how many hours before I was like, oh wait, there are missions in this game. I should probably go do them.
Probably go do them.
That was cool. I'm surprised that you like you said earlier that wasn't in a game like Batman.
Yeah, I'm surprised a lot of people haven't tried to copy this. Like Batman would have been so perfect.
Oh, dude, that would have been
like
awesome.
All the main villains have like their own little armies that are like trying to rank up in the ranks, like a Joker army or like a Two-Face army.
Been, they really missed the ball on that.
And it wouldn't have been that hard to give them that system because WB owns the engine that both those games run on.
That's why it's the biggest surprise. I think that game would have been so much better and would have been like that. It was already talked about as a very good game, even like a Game of the Year candidate, I think.
Yeah.
But I think if it would have had that, it would have had a chance of being so much more.
Yeah, my problem with Batman is it just seemed like more of the same, which isn't a bad thing. I really loved Arkham Asylum a lot, and like I liked Arkham City and Origins enough, but that was like the big thing that I saw was like it's just kind of more of the same, and they tried to add the Bat tank thing to it. And I was like,
you didn't like the Batmobile stuff?
I didn't get that far. I only played it for a little bit.
I actually kind of liked the Batmobile. I actually thought it was kind of cool.
The one thing that would have made that game stand out so much is the Nemesis system.
I know it really would have made that game stand out, even though it's already been done. But that's why Shadow of Mordor really stands out in my mind is because of that. Not so much the story. I mean, the gameplay was sweet. It was a lot like Batman fighting wise, but that to me that was a good thing.
Yeah.
But that Nemesis system is really what put that game in my top 3 of next gen games.
Yeah, and that's the type of thing I'm talking about. Whereas Shadow of Mordor very easily looked like visually looked like it could have been played on 360 or PS3.
Yeah. Well,
and like I know that game even came out on those systems, but without the Nemesis system.
You got to realize too, like if you look at games that came out on the 360 at launch. And then you look at games that came out on the 360 near the end of it's still going, but near the end of when like this next gen's coming on. The games look much better at the end.
Oh yeah.
So they just haven't tapped into all the potential. Like I think with the PS4 and the Xbox One, games that are out now, and then you're gonna look a couple years down the line, I think the games are gonna look a lot better, and you're gonna notice a difference.
Yeah, and I'm kind of seeing that already. Like Uncharted. Yeah, Uncharted 4 looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks very good. The cutscenes, it looks great.
And that small demo we saw at E3 last year of Gears of War 4,
I think
looked really good.
They say it's supposed to blow our minds. Graphically, it's supposed to blow us away.
We'll see, but I am excited for Gears of War though.
So am I.
I don't even care. Like if it looks the same, I'm so excited.
The games look so good now. Like I said, it's going to be hard to
Yeah.
But, if you want to compare how things have evolved, like, game-wise from, like, the 64 to now, it's pretty big jump. Nintendo, which was the powerhouse at the time, in my opinion. It was more kid-friendly games. They were cute.
Yeah.
Games, Jet Force Gemini, stuff like that. Now they're a little more, graphic and everything. And
yeah. I don't think...
More story, more in-depth story.
There's nothing that's going to surprise me like that jump from 2D to 3D either.
Oh yeah, that was.
I mean, I don't think virtual reality is going to do that for me either. Like,
I mean, you don't know
until
you try.
I'm interested in trying virtual reality. I don't know if that's going to seriously blow me away.
Maybe not yet.
But I mean, I don't know. Another big thing: controllers haven't changed a lot since PlayStation.
They haven't changed a lot, but they have definitely perfected them, in my opinion. I think the PS4 controller, and I've always been I've switched, but I have no allegiance apparently. I switched back and forth. I was 360, then
you were PS2, 360, PS4.
Yeah,
that's how it went. That is how
it went.
We all were kind of.
Kind of. I had friends who really liked the PS3. I thought the 360 controller was great. It was definitely a lot better than the original Xbox controller. Not a great controller.
The Duke.
Yeah, I think it was massive. But they have really... I actually think the 360 controller is better than the Xbox One controller. But they're really not that different. But the PS4 controller, I don't know why I think is the best controller. But they've just perfected things, like moving the analogs.
Yeah.
Just like little things like that. Like moving it...
right. Like just the way they move the grips out just a little bit made the controller so much better than the DualShock 2 and 3.
Yes, I agree. Like they've just perfected them. They kind of realized, with like the GameCube, 27 buttons isn't good. No, but that was the GameCube, right? Or was it the Dreamcast? They had like all the buttons. They could have like a C and a B and it was purple. I'm pretty sure it was a GameCube.
The GameCube controller?
Yeah, how many buttons were on the game?
1, 2, 3. I think there's only like 7 buttons and then the 2 analog sticks that didn't click in.
Okay, still 7 buttons.
I mean, the PS4 has 8 plus
no,
the
that
sticks.
Can't be right.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, the GameCube controller just looked weird and the buttons were shaped weird. The buttons were just weirdly shaped and big. Which is still the best feeling controller, I think. The GameCube controller is awesome.
No, it had weird buttons and analogs and D-pads, and they were all over the place. They don't make sense.
Dude, the GameCube controller is awesome.
Oh, no.
It's like the DualShock and the N64 controller had a baby.
Okay, the N64 controller was the worst controller of all time.
I think we can all agree with that the N64 controller is the worst of all time.
I love the N64, but oh my god, I don't know what they were thinking.
How are you supposed to... Okay, most of us held that middle stick with the analog stick, right? That's kind of how
I'm pretty sure that's how everyone held, but like...
How are you supposed to get to the R button and the D-pad?
Yeah.
Like, did any game even really use the D-pad? Let's be honest. I mean...
No, I think if it did, then like you didn't need the control stick or something, but it was just very, very poorly designed.
It was clearly designed for Mario 64 and that's it.
Yeah,
because that's what Nintendo does.
They didn't think too far ahead on that one. They're like, oh shit, this really isn't going to work, but what are you going to do? So, obviously the controllers have gotten much, much better. They've really mastered the controller.
Gosh, even the Wii U Pro controller is awful, dude. With the 2 sticks above the buttons instead of below. Like, what is that?
Yeah, Nintendo really struggles with, like I said, I think they make the worst controllers.
Which is sad because the Super Nintendo at the time was like the best controller. It was way better than the Genesis controller.
Yeah, I mean they had it right then.
Yeah,
like they knew it was simple. You could get to everything.
All you had to do was like give it some legs like the PS1 controller and get some joysticks underneath, and there you go.
I know. Like that's the thing with the controller. You don't want to be moving your hands around. You want to be able to get to everything without having as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. Like that's the point of a controller. You want it to be built for comfort, but you got to be able to get to everything on the controller easily.
Mm-hmm. And like
I think the PS4 is the best one out there.
And like I love the Wii U, but dude, that tablet feels like a piece of junk too. Yeah, it is not sturdy at all.
The tablet isn't great. It's cool. I mean, it's something different, but
I mean, it's fine for like off TV play. But that's what I have my 3DS for, is to play games off my TV.
You can't play everything on your 3DS. You can play on your Wii U.
You can. I'm just kidding.
You can't. Don't lie.
That'd be awesome though. Remote play on 3DS from your Wii U, that'd be pretty.
Hopefully they can master remote. The Vita is awful.
Yes. Where are my 2 triggers?
I don't know.
On the back.
I need to buy something from Taiwan or something just so I can get some triggers going.
Oh my gosh.
Great
dude.
purchase.
I need to order that too.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's kind of cheap. Don't drop it. Like it's pretty like plasticky. Like my grips that kind of hold it in like broke off, but it still works and everything, but remote play doesn't work that well.
No.
It's my biggest issue. Like, man, I would use that all the time if it worked great.
Yeah.
But
oh my gosh.
I don't think it works that great.
No. Where one thing I do want to point out though, where this generation I feel like is really evolved is like it's almost like going backwards. The indies.
Oh my goodness.
The indie games that take the risks to be something different.
The indie games, I think that's the biggest evolution that I've seen is the prominence of indies. They've really dominated this era, not this era, but this generation almost. Even going back to like not at the beginning of the 360 stuff, but at the end, you really started seeing on the Xbox Live like all these games. You're like, what are these
Mark
games?
and the Ninja, Braid, Bastion, Shadow Complex,
and the ones you just talked about are some of the best.
Yeah,
Bastion, Mark and the Ninja. Those are like 2 of the best.
Yeah. And then you got...
Braid is good. Journey is... I mean, I think that... I don't want to talk about too many because I think that's actually a question. But like, there's definitely a lot of...
oh my gosh. Like
Limbo. Stuff like that.
Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight.
Oh my gosh. Shovel
You
Knight's
could go
so
on...
good.
Like, and that's what's weird is that...
I got my Shovel
These
Knight
games...
amiibo, though.
What you got? What?
My Shovel Knight amiibo.
Oh,
Did I tell you?
man, I want one.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
Yeah, I mean these games. I don't know how they would have done like, 50, I'm trying to think when the
Now
360 came.
now we're getting games like The Witness and Firewatch and
Firewatch,
Rocket League,
awesome.
and
Yeah,
Helldivers, and like, oh my gosh,
Well,
these
like,
games are awesome.
when you got your PS4, like one of the first games I actually played on it was
Resogun.
and that was one of the best games I played on the damn thing. Like
Yeah.
that game, I got all these games with it. I got Call of Duty Ghosts, Assassin's Creed 4, NBA 2K. Like I got all these games, and I'm sitting there playing Resogun.
Yeah, the free
Instead
game.
of like opening up my other games, I'm like, this is sweet.
Yeah,
So-
dude, Resogun was awesome. It was like the only game I played for like a week.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that was, I don't know, indies. That's the biggest thing I've noticed, that these games that are really taking chances, they don't have the money to make these amazing, elaborate games,
And they don't have to.
and they
though.
don't have to, because that's not what every game needs to be.
I still think Shovel Knight's the best game I've played this whole generation. Like, honestly, for me, like the type of games that I like, I still think Shovel Knight might be the best game I've played this whole
Well,
generation.
you're more of an indie guy than me.
Yeah.
I see you playing Super Meat Boy. So I've seen you play. I don't know if I've seen you play that.
Yeah,
You have
Super Meat Boy. Yeah. It was free like
Yeah, I
couple
mean,
months ago, so
I
played
always see you playing an indie
it.
game.
And plus, like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my gosh, dude, that game's so
Like
good too.
you're much more into those. I think they fit you more. Like I like them. I appreciate them. I don't really get into them as much, but I've played them and I have mad respect for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they've really changed how things are now,
Yeah,
and they're a lot cheaper, which is nice.
that's true. Oh my gosh, dude, I love seeing that free indie game on PS Plus every month. And it's like, boop.
I know. I always check them out. I mean, why not?
Galaxy is free next month.
Oh,
I'll tell
really?
you. I'm
That's
pretty excited.
exciting.
As far as this generation, let me see. But
I think we kind of talked about
Yeah.
them. It's like, and then we
um,
talked about the Nemesis system.
yeah, and like some of the other systems that we've kind of seen is like almost breaks the game, like Fallout, like where you pick everything up and like you can't QA test for all these systems because there's just so
There's
much
so
to do
much
in these
stuff.
big games.
That's like games like Skyrim and Fallout. You will glitch. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's too big of a game
Mhm.
to test every little thing. Like if this person does this, what's gonna happen? You can't test everything.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that evolutions are less apparent, and they were more exciting when we were younger. And like now, this generation is just kind of like it's. I don't want to say it's more of the same, but it kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just more of the same.
But like, I think people are learning how to create games better. Like, we used to play games on PS2, and if we went back now to play them, we're like, oh my gosh, how did we ever play this game? It controls so crappy, and like now we play the games like The Witcher, or Fallout, or Call of Duty, or something. And they control perfect. I don't want to say perfect, but they control well, and they figured it out.
Better.
They figured out how to tell stories. They figured out how to create these worlds, and that's where the evolution is. I think is the storytelling. The worlds are giving us, the level design and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot more to do in these games.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump into listener questions.
Let's do that.
Matthew,
I like some good listener questions.
I took your advice. I'm not reading anybody's last name anymore because I butcher them.
I know. Yeah.
So Matthew writes in, what are some of your favorite spin-off games from mainline series?
Oh, I mean, I have a couple just off the top of my head. Portal.
Yeah.
Is off of Half-Life.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. One of my favorites. Mario Kart, very easy to go with that one.
Yeah.
I've been playing Mario Kart since I was a little kid.
Oh my gosh, Mario Kart 8 is so good.
And the way that game is improved, and it is one of the few games that I will still play my Wii U for. I will bust out and play Mario Kart because that game's awesome. Trying to think, does Super Mario RPG count?
Yes.
Because that game was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorite games of all time, Super Mario RPG. I wasn't sure if that counted as a spin-off, but yeah, it does. There's a lot of Mario games. Paper Mario. I even
Mario,
like
Luigi,
Dr. Mario. I even like.
Yeah.
Those are all. I mean, Luigi's Mansion.
Oh my gosh, Luigi's Mansion is so good.
Those are all. So Mario has a lot of spin-offs. You can find a lot. But my favorite spin-off of all time is Donkey Kong Country. That is a spin-off.
You're right. Technically, it is.
It is. It is. And a lot of people probably don't know that Donkey Kong, if you're a younger listener, you used to just stand up on top of this thing and you had to climb up to him to get the woman. No, Donkey Kong Country is a spin-off, and it's my favorite of all time.
Donkey Kong Country.
That game was that was probably
remember when we tried to sit there and play the Wii version of it, like the new one?
Oh yeah, that one isn't great, but the very first one for the Super Nintendo, even the second one and third one were okay, but the very first Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo is still to this day one of my favorite games of all time. Are
you a Super Mario World or a Donkey Kong Country guy?
Donkey Kong.
Think it's better than Mario World? That's like a big debate right now.
Yes, I do. I don't. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's better, but I did love it. Love it. And that is a spinoff.
Yeah.
That counts.
I guess for me, you took some of mine. Like, I love Mario Kart 8 so much.
I had a feeling you were going to say Mario Kart.
I love Mario Kart so much. But, like, the Kingdom Hearts spin-off games are pretty good.
That's a good one.
There's so many stupid numbers and letters and things that don't make sense in the titles, but like, as much as I don't like Final Fantasy VII, Crisis Core was pretty good.
Crisis Core was good.
The Crystal Chronicles Final Fantasy games were pretty good. I don't know if this really counts as a spinoff, but Devil May Cry kind of evolved from Resident Evil. So, like...
Yeah, I'm not sure if that counts, but Devil May Cry is a sweet game.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what my favorite spinoff would be. I mean, Mario Kart's just kind of like the thing. Mario RPG, though, all the Mario RPGs that came out after that.
Mario's got like a ton of spinoffs. Like, all of those are good. But,
yeah.
What about Hyrule Warriors?
No, Hyrule Warriors is really dumb. All the Zelda spinoff stuff is really dumb. Like, Crossbow Training was really dumb.
Any Pokemon one? Pokemon Snap? Come on,
dude, Pokemon Snap was awesome.
I thought you were going. Was awesome.
I thought you were going the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. I'm like, where are you going with this?
No,
Pokemon Coliseum was really awesome.
Pokemon Snap was the shit.
Why didn't we get one of those for 3DS or Wii U? You want to tell me that? Like an AR version of Pokemon Snap? Why didn't we get one of those?
I don't know why.
The gamepad was perfect.
I still don't know to this day why we don't really. I mean, now they have that Pokemon fighting game coming out, but like a lot, like an actual
Pokken Tournament. Pre-ordered it. We're gonna play it.
Oh, I actually am kind of like I've been watching videos. It looks kind of sweet.
I pre-ordered on Amazon. You get the Pikachu Libre one, like the Mexican wrestler style.
Really? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I am like kind of excited for that. Like I don't know. I don't know if I'm excited, but like I'm very interested.
Dude, speaking of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow come out next week.
Yep. My 3DS is gonna be. I'm gonna be burning through that 3DS.
Oh my gosh, 3DS.
I'm to play while charging.
Yeah.
I don't know why they haven't made like a new like Pokemon for like the Wii U. That.
Like there should be like a Pokemon RPG for Wii U.
That's what I'm saying.
Or like an MMO would make sense.
That'd be cool.
Free one right there, Nintendo. I know everybody in the world
has said that.
Has probably said that.
Everyone in the world has said that.
That is a free one for you, which I guess is what Pokemon Go is. That mobile game is coming out soon.
No, that's not what I want.
That's not what I want. But, yeah, man. Mario Kart is my favorite.
Mario Kart and Pokemon Snap. And Donkey Kong.
All right. We're moving on to the next question. And this one.
This is for you, buddy.
Yeah, definitely is. Scott asks, why don't you like Final Fantasy VII? What are some of the other games that you don't like that get high praise?
I swear to God, if you say Ocarina of Time, I'm going to mug you on
No, we've already had that episode. I didn't say I didn't like Ocarina of Time. I just said it's not my favorite Zelda.
It's like, no, it's like the note is like the best game of all time. And Chrono Trigger, those two. 1 and 2.
I like Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, that game's great.
Final Fantasy VII.
Go ahead.
The reason why I don't like it, let's set the record straight. I understand what it did for PlayStation. I understand the importance of that game and what it did. But if you go back and play it, it is sluggish. It is slow-paced. The material system is super complicated and super in-depth to the point where you would get, like, it's easy for people to get confused that don't love that game. The characters are dumb. Cloud is dumb. Cloud is a dumb character. Barrett is a cool character.
Bear was a cool character.
Bear
I don't
is a
think
cool
I don't know.
character.
I don't hate Cloud like you hate Cloud.
I just think he's a dumb character. I think there's so many better characters in the Final Fantasy universe than Cloud. Let's see. Sephiroth is kind of a weird villain, even though like I do think it's kind of cool how they like don't show him at all, and he's just like this presence that's known throughout the world, but you don't see him until like I don't think you see him until like the third disc of that game.
Yeah.
But I think the whole like Shinra and Genova stuff is really weird. I think the most interesting stuff that happens in that game is outside of Midgar. So I think it's a highly overrated game. I think Final Fantasy VII is very overrated. I think there's probably at least 6 or 7 Final Fantasy games that are better than that. 6, 9,
10,
4, 10, 8.
I don't know if there's that many that are better than it, but it's not my favorite Final Fantasy, but I don't hate it like you do.
Other games that are highly praised that you don't like.
I'm trying to think what are the games are like up at the top that are like known as the best of all time.
Fallout. I could care less about Fallout.
Well, Fallout 4 isn't. Fallout 3 is. Fallout 3 is considered one
I've
of
tried
the best.
so hard to get into Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas was really good.
I don't think Fallout New Vegas is considered one of the great. I know Fallout 3 is considered one of. And I love Fallout 3. I don't know any Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I love all the other ones. I did not like San Andreas. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think San Andreas is. Vice City is still the best one.
Vice City was my favorite
out of that trilogy
of all
of games.
time.
Vice City is still the best one.
But it reminded me so much of Scarface.
Oh my gosh, dude! And the soundtrack.
Yeah,
so
the soundtrack
good.
was awesome. Like,
oh my gosh,
Vice City, I played.
Can we just get Vice City HD? Can we just get that?
That would be sweet.
Oh,
yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Super Mario Brothers 3. Don't like it. Wasn't. I don't want to say I don't like it, but like.
Yeah.
Very low on my Mario games. That's not the one. I don't want to play Super Mario Brothers.
I think Super Mario. Here's the thing about Mario 3. I like Mario 3, but I feel like it's too floaty. It's too floaty for a Mario game. It's the same problem that Mario 1 has and that Super Mario World perfected.
Super Mario World was awesome. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I'm a Super Mario World guy. I know 3 and World are like the two people debate about which one's better all the time. I still think Super Mario World's the best.
Super Mario World. I know people say 3.
I think Super Mario World
wasn't crazy about
is
3.
the best Mario game, and then Galaxy.
Galaxy was good, yeah.
Yeah. But man, what else is there? Like, I kind of think Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Oh yeah, I was never a big Castlevania fan.
Like, which is weird because like I love Metroid, and as much as I love Metroid, you would think I would like Castlevania, and it's just
I have a couple buddies who just swear by Castlevania. They play everything that comes out that even remotely says Castlevania. I'm just not one of those.
Yeah, and I just feel like
I don't hate it. I just
think it's like
I don't even want to say it's overrated. I just never got into it.
Yeah. Man, there's so many games out there that are just like
I think that's a pretty good sample size.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Just off the top of my head, like
yeah, maybe we'll do a separate like one-off show about games that are like our favorite games,
most overrated games of all time,
or most underrated games. See that group discussion in the Facebook group?
Yeah, I was very excited to see that. I could answer more about like underrated games and like because like most of the games that are considered the best, I agree with and I have loved. So like it's hard. Like, I know Final Fantasy, that's an easy one for you, but, you know, for me, I like most of them are up there, like I said, besides the couple I just mentioned. That it's not that I even didn't like them, I just didn't really play them.
Yeah.
But underrated, I could go on for days about underrated games, especially, like, on the newer consoles. Like, I know we got into a long, and we've talked about Lost Odyssey, which I think is one of the most underrated RPGs of all time.
Yeah, I mean, and it's sad that it's an Xbox 360 exclusive, which is not the audience.
Because, like, people who love Final Fantasy, I really think you would be blown away.
Well, yeah, you got the creator of Final Fantasy, his new studio at the time.
It's very good.
You have the art director from
the graphics were good.
Dragon Ball Z and like another animator that was from I think it was like the Mortal Kombat team at the time.
Yeah, it was insane.
You got the Final Fantasy director for their music and their like composer. So like
The soundtrack for that was good.
That game is definitely Final Fantasy without being Final Fantasy, and it was awesome.
It was great. It was probably one of the best games I played on the 360. I think I mentioned Shadows of the Damned, which never really gets talked about.
It's a little
different of a game.
It feels a lot. It feels a lot like more action paced Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I mean
I played it.
They've ripped off like Resident Evil, but like you're a demon hunter, Garcia Hotspur or something is your name, and you have this. I can't remember the skull guy that goes around with you that like transforms into your gun. He is hilarious. Yeah. Like it's a very crude game. Like they have a gun called like the Big Boner. Like and he puts it up like it's very, very like out there.
Yeah.
But it's very cool. The story was actually pretty good and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Played well. It was just it was very different.
Yeah.
Like to get into locked doors, you had to feed like the doors will have like the mouth of a baby. And you have to feed it like food to unlock it. Like it is out there.
It is a weird game. That's a Suda51 game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But one of the best games I played.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every second of it, and I think that's what a game's supposed to be. So.
Yeah. Another underrated game? Did you play Vanquish?
I didn't.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Game's amazing.
I did not play Vanquish.
What else was kind of underrated?
I thought Bulletstorm was underrated.
Yeah.
Did you play Bulletstorm?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was. I mean, it was cool. Like just the different ways you could kill somebody in that game,
and like the way you could like whip them and then kick them in the face.
Yeah, I mean, it was very cool.
It reminded me of like just the way like the comedy would play out. It reminded me almost like Gears of War mixed with Borderlands almost.
Yeah,
just
I mean, it definitely
not gameplay,
kind of
but like the way the comedy would play out in certain situations.
Those are my two most underrated for that generation. I think is Lost Odyssey and Shadows of the Damned.
Yeah, those are good choices. Those games are awesome. Moving on to the next question. Seth asks, Batman v Superman seems to be getting an R rating for its DVD release. Thoughts?
It's PG-13 in theaters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what they're adding into the DVD that's going to...
Yeah, there's all this like rated R comic book stuff coming out, movie stuff coming out because of Deadpool.
I know.
I hope they're not changing it because of Deadpool and like the success that got, because that's the fear that I have for comic book movies now.
Well, we discussed that on the I think last week's episode or something like that, where we talked about this and our fears of people are gonna see like Deadpool did awesome. Mm-hmm. Look at all these people that went and saw it. Like
and they just announced today.
I feel like part of it is because a lot of parents didn't realize what they were walking into with their kids, and now they might be a little this is you're not going to see it. Mm-hmm. So you might see that. So you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot too. Mm-hmm. Like Deadpool was the first kind of. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they kind of got away with it, and I think maybe people might catch on. And I mean, me personally, I would like it to be rated R because I like I
just hope they don't like add stuff for the sake of it being rated R.
Yeah, you don't need to add stuff that like isn't going to like help the storyline. Like Deadpool, I think needed to be rated R in my opinion.
And like they announced that
was a movie that needed to be.
The next Wolverine is going to be based on Old Man Logan, and that needs to be rated. That's
another one that like Wolverine could definitely be an R-rated like character, but Captain America I don't think needs to be. I don't think Iron Man needs to be. A lot of the Marvel ones don't. I think DC's a little darker.
Yeah, I mean Marvel kind of already went the rated R route anyways with Daredevil and Jessica Jones on Netflix.
Yeah, they kind of went with the Netflix route, and I thought that was smart for them to do it that way.
Yeah,
and then they can still do their PG-13 movies, and they're gonna do well anyways. So
yeah,
if you don't need to do it, don't.
Yeah,
like if it's not gonna help the story or benefit, like.
Just because it's rated R doesn't mean it's not going to be a good movie. And just because it is rated R.
When you put out a Punisher movie, it's going to, What was the last Punisher?
It was R.
Yeah.
They were both R, I think.
Those ones, they have to be R. Like, if you had a PG-13 Punisher, it wouldn't be a very good movie.
Yeah.
Just
I think all three of the Punisher movies were rated R.
I think I only saw 2 of them. I saw the very first one with Thomas Jane, was it?
Yeah, that's the second one, actually. The first one had Dolph Lundgren in it.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, you're right. Well, then I saw the second one.
Yeah.
And the third one, which wasn't very good.
Yeah. The Thomas Jane one, though, I actually kind of liked.
That one was good with John Travolta and stuff. I actually really liked that one.
Yeah. Oh. Next question. Megan asks, "What's your favorite indie small game titles?" Shovel Knight for sure.
I kind of
For
had a
me.
feeling. I mean, we talked about this a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Like, there were some very good ones like Journey, Limbo,
Yeah,
Bastion, stuff like that.
yeah. Shovel Knight and N++ has been a go-to for me ever since like whenever it came on Xbox 360. Like, and then this is the sequel on PS4, and it's really really good, and it plays even better on Vita. And like, I don't know, Super Meat Boy's okay. I'm not as big of a fan as most people are. I know friends of show, Matthew Keel and a couple other people are like really into Super Meat Boy, and I don't know. I feel like N++ and Shovel Knight are way superior to Super Meat Boy.
I really enjoyed Mark and the Ninja.
Yeah, Mark and the Ninja is really good.
That one's good. My favorite though is gonna probably be the Banner Saga. I don't know if you know what that is.
I do.
It's kind of like a tactical
Mm-hmm.
thing, kind of like Fire Emblem, but Vikings.
I feel like that's a little bit more accessible than Fire Emblem. Also, Banner Saga,
Yeah,
just a little bit. Not like,
but that was fun. I mean, I played that on my iPad, so
yeah.
that one was good.
It's
really
on. I think it's on PS4 now. Also,
Yeah, I know. I know it was on Xbox One.
Yeah.
And mobile devices, but I played it on my iPad. It was cool.
Rocket League is another
Rocket
great
League's
one.
good. Yeah. It's an obvious choice.
Yeah. I hope that answered that. We named like 20 games just now in like 5 seconds. Mohammed asked, "What gaming crossovers would you like to see?" And like, we got this question last week, but we had so many questions last week that I want to save some for this week. Fire Emblem cross Zelda, I think would be great.
Like a Zelda game that plays like Fire Emblem?
No, just like if you mix the two worlds together. I don't know how that would work, but I think that would be awesome if you just mix those two worlds
Well,
together.
I mean, they have, you ever play Project X Zone? Did you play that?
No, but that's the one where like
you want to talk about crossovers?
Yeah, Capcom, Sega. There's like 5 different companies making this game, and it's like
I played the first one, loved it. I actually did. It was fantastic. Second one, I think, just came out too, and I'll probably be checking that one out. But I don't need a crossover quite like that. That's a little excessive. But I mean, I actually thought that was cool, like that they brought all these together. I don't know. I'm not crazy about like crossing over stuff. I kind of like things to be in their place, like separate worlds.
Something I would like to see though is a Star Wars XCOM game. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just like a turn-based strategy like Star Wars thing, where you can upgrade your troops and your ship and like.
I mean, that would be cool, but that's not really it's not really a crossover. Then it's just like
making. I know that's just making one like franchise into a style of game.
Oh, I hate to go back, but I don't know why I just thought of this, but the spinoff question: how is Halo Wars not?
Oh my gosh!
Not something you said.
I don't know. Halo Wars was awesome.
Yeah.
And so was ODST.
Yeah. So was Reach. I thought.
Oh, how did I miss those?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I just thought of it. Maybe because I was trying to think of crossovers, and I like tactical games. Like I liked Command and Conquer.
Yeah, Command and Conquer was awesome.
So some sort of game like that would cross over like Star Wars or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I always thought a third-person squad-based Halo would be fun too, like a Gears of War game, but with Spartans.
That could be cool.
I always felt like that would be cool. Not really universes crossing over, but still something really cool.
I don't really play like a lot of crossover. Like the fighting games, you see a lot crossing over. I think that's easy.
Mm-hmm. Like Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, and like that kind of makes sense. Super Smash Brothers, is that not a crossover?
Yeah.
With all that stuff, but I don't really like fighting games. So, and when they have done fighting games, like I thought, Mortal Kombat versus DC. Mm-hmm. I thought that was gonna be the coolest thing. You know what I want for a crossover game? I want a Mortal Kombat in DC, but I want it to play and be like Mortal Kombat, not these like weak ass.
Not like MK versus DC like the last time they did it.
Yeah, like, that was awful. Like the Joker's like fatality, like he goes to shoot someone and then they're like they don't show it. Like they have to pan off this. No, I want to see like the Joker do some nasty, like put some like acid from the flower on someone and watch them melt.
I mean, they seem
That's
to
the
be
kind of crossover
I feel
I
like
wanna-
that game's coming because Injustice, they showed Superman rip out the Joker's heart.
Injustice was alright.
I thought Injustice was fun. I actually got really into Injustice for a while.
It was good. I mean, I liked it, but they still didn't. I want fatalities as DC characters. That's what I want.
But the DC heroes don't kill people.
They will in this game because it's a crossover and they can do what they want. You saying that the Joker doesn't kill people? That's why they had like in the first one, like the heroes didn't have like fatalities. They had
like brutalities.
No, it wasn't even. It was something stupid.
No, it was called brutalities.
No,
because they didn't kill him.
Brutalities.
It was just a beat down.
Okay, yeah. So they can still have that, but like they can mess them up real good. Like you can rip out somebody's eye and that doesn't kill you.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah.
You can like rip off somebody's arm.
Yeah.
They would survive that maybe. If there was an ambulance.
Maybe.
If there was an ambulance there right away.
True.
You could save somebody. But like the Joker should be killing people.
Yeah, the Joker should be killing people. Like, yeah, all the villains should be
all the villains
people.
should like be able to kill people. So you know what? I don't want the heroes in this game. I just want the villains.
You just want DC villains, but like Mortal Kombat?
But Mortal Kombat.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Because the heroes suck if you're not going to kill somebody. What's the point of playing Mortal Kombat?
Oh my gosh, now that's all I want to play.
You play Mortal Kombat to see the fucked up fatalities. That's why you play Mortal Kombat.
That's true. Keep the heroes to Street Fighter. Just kicking people down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kick you in the face.
Street Fighter looks so good, and
it does look good. And I want to play it, but I suck. So.
I want to play it, but I don't want to pay $60 for the content that's available.
Yeah, they need to. I don't know. I know there's they put out like a broken game. Like there's still. I don't know if there's a story to it at all, but I heard the online was all messed up.
Yeah, like I don't know. Gosh, but it looks so good.
If you're gonna release a game that like the big followers like the online fighting, you would think that you would want the online fighting to work.
Mm-hmm. I almost made that the topic for this week's podcast was like games that seem unfinished and broken when they're released. But
you go into that.
That'll be another day.
That's another day. I mean, you could just you could do that on the whatever pisses you off show.
Settle down.
Settle down, Corey.
I already did that one though.
Did you talk about how there's something that you need? I don't know if you can talk about that on that show, but that Call of Duty's doing. They released weapons. Okay, there's new weapons out, but the only way you can get them is through the black market, right?
Right.
The black market is you can use these crypto keys, which you get on average like 2 a game, and there's like a 10 token chest and a 30 token chest, and you really want to open the 31 because you got a better chance, obviously, but. I've opened so many of these things. You basically have to pay money to get these,
right?
And I'm saying like a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking ripoff, and it's bullshit. If you're gonna release new weapons, don't put them in the black fucking market.
It's true. It's crazy. That's dumb. That's really dumb.
So, and they're sweet guns too, and I want them, but I'm not paying money. I refuse to do it. I won't even buy your map pack.
That's dumb. Dude, that's so dumb.
I know.
Are you getting the Call of Duty map packs?
Not now. Now I'm pissed.
No, I'm pissed.
I'm not giving me my money unless they give me these weapons. Like, they need to give me these weapons. Just give them to me.
It's crazy. All right, we have one final rapid fire question. Now, there's a series. You get 2 choices, and you're just going to blurt out the first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready? Rapid fire.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready, but I can't promise what's going to come out of my mouth.
Arrow or Flash?
Arrow.
Flash.
I never really liked the Flash. I don't know why.
I think the show's better than Arrow.
I don't really. I mean, I always kind of liked. I always liked Bow and Arrow.
I like Arrow a lot, but I think the Flash at this point is a better show.
I've always liked characters who use archery. I don't know why. Robin Hood, he's my boy.
DuckTales or Tailspin?
DuckTales.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple. I don't even need to hear the other one.
Gummy Bears or Rescue Rangers?
Gummy Bears.
TMNT or Power Rangers?
Power Rangers.
Really?
Do you not see the Power Rangers hoodie I wear on this show all the time?
That just surprises me. I know you. I like both, and I know that you like both. It just surprised me that you picked Power Rangers.
I love me some Power Rangers. Man.
Darkwing Duck or Gargoyles?
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck. That was a rapid fire.
That was good. I liked it.
All right. Anything else?
Power Rangers all day. Right?
Dude, that movie comes out next year.
I know. You know, like I don't
See
know.
who Rita is?
Yeah,
Elizabeth
Banks has a brilliant, beautiful choice. I was very excited to hear that. No, that live action thing that they put out like last year.
Yeah,
you remember that?
the fan film
that was
with
awesome.
like real actors like James Vanderbeek and that chick from Battlestar.
And I can never remember her
I know,
name.
I can never.
She's
remember.
hot.
I know, she's really hot, but like I don't remember her name.
I can never remember her name, and she was great in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh my gosh! And like the Green Ranger had like the shield, but it was like
broken. You remember the part where it's like broken on the
Yeah.
ground? Oh man, that's so
dude, that's so
that's
good.
what I want.
And like you could actually see like the Zords fighting in the background, but they weren't like
Bring
dudes
me
in
a
suits. They
bring
were,
me
like,
a Power Rangers crossover game. Cross that over with whatever you want. Bring me some Power Rangers, man.
Dude, you know what I want now for real is like now that we're on this thing is like a Power Rangers or a Ninja Turtles game like Batman.
Yeah,
like
hell,
the Arkham games.
yes. Bring me a Power Rangers game like that.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
I'll
amazing.
buy the shit out of that.
That'd be amazing. Dude, that's all I want now is like your Power Ranger, you can summon your Zord and just fight in the city, and the city's like real big, but like you're even bigger than the buildings, and you could just fight other giant monsters.
It would be cool. It would be cool. There's another free idea for
free
you.
idea. Whoever owns the rights to Power Rangers, go.
Yeah, make a game like that.
And then make the Turtles game too, because
Yeah.
I really want
I
to play
guess
that
you could
also.
make that too. But Power Rangers first, because they're better.
Hmm.
Yeah, they are.
Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here? We got some Madden to play. We got some Fire Emblem to play. Call of Duty stuff.
Yeah, I might play some Call of Duty tonight.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. You can find the audio of this podcast as well as our new podcast, DNA Real Talk, on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Rate us and leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. You can check out all of our shows on digitalnerdadvocates.com and right here on our YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at the DNA Network. Buy some of our cool merch off of Redbubble. We have some new stuff going up this weekend, next week, early next week, so make sure you check that out. Thank you so much for joining us, and until next week, we're out.
Someone can't tell you, okay, if you use this gun, you're going to be the best player in the world. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I know people want, like, well, what do you use? Well, I have found that, like, running awareness and dead silence and fast hands works. But shit, I could go into a game with no perks and no attachments and still come in first place.
Probably.
Like,
I don't doubt it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a matter of how fast can you shoot somebody.
Like, I really want to play Call of Duty.
This one's good. This is definitely this is one of the better ones that I've played. I really like it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Hold on, so let me. See if Patrick's playing anything there. Alright, you can start it up.